A simple answer to the question, what is truth, is correspondence with the facts. For a proposition or a sentence or a belief to be true is for it to correspond with how things are in the real world. So, for example, I might believe that my dog is on the rug. What makes that true? Well, the fact that the dog is on the rug. So what we have here is a correspondence relationship between my belief, the belief that the dog is on the rug, and how things are in reality, the fact that that's where my dog is. And the correspondence theory of truth is in many ways quite an appealing theory. It fits with our sense that getting to the truth is a matter of finding out how things are in the real world. It's a matter of getting to find out what the facts are. It fits as well with the notion that often we believe things which aren't true. Our beliefs might not correspond with the facts. If I believe that my dog is on the rug when in fact he's on the sofa, then my belief is false. So there's a difference between my beliefs and truth. This notion of truth, however, does raise a problem for us. And the problem is this: if truth is correspondence with the facts, how can we ever know that we've got the truth? How do we know when our beliefs do correspond to how things are in the real world, the world outside our minds? This, of course, was the problem that Descartes wrestled with. He had all kinds of beliefs. He believed, perhaps, that he was sitting in his chair by the fire reading a book, but did he really know that? Did his belief correspond to how things were in reality? Was he really sitting in a chair by the fire reading a book? Or was he perhaps dreaming? As soon as we define truth in objective terms, in terms of how things are in a world that lies beyond our mind, we face the problem, the challenge of skepticism, the challenge of showing that what we think to be true really is true. On the correspondence theory, there always seems to be a gap between our theories and our beliefs about the world and the world itself. And however good our theories are, we can never really be sure that we've closed that gap. Well, philosophers who worry about that come to a definition of truth which is different and which tries to close the gap by defining truth not in terms of a relationship between the mind and the world, but in terms of a relationship between our beliefs. So, on what is known as the coherence theory of truth, truth isn't a matter of correspondence with an external reality, but rather a matter of coherence amongst our beliefs. For a proposition or a belief to be true is for it to be part of a coherent set of beliefs. That is, a set of beliefs which all fit together. So go back to my example of the dog being on the rug. In this case, I have a whole series of beliefs, one of which is I believe I can see the dog on the rug. Another belief is that my senses are reliable. I have a belief that I own a dog. I have a belief that my dog likes to be on the rug. I have a belief that I know he's not anywhere else because I saw him going into the room and heading for the rug a few minutes ago. All of these beliefs fit together, they cohere, and so on the coherence theory of truth, if I've got a coherent set of beliefs, then I have truth. So the attraction of this theory is that it closes the gap between belief and reality. The truth of my belief is something which I can come to know. All I need to do is ensure that my beliefs are coherent. So that's attractive because it gets around our problem that we can never really grasp truth on the correspondence theory. But it does raise a worry, and the worry is, if truth is just a matter of coherent belief, isn't that a little bit too easy? After all, we've all heard of conspiracy theories where people are quite convinced that, for example, they've been abducted by aliens in the night, taken off to a planet experimented on or whatever. And these stories can sometimes be very, very coherent. They all fit together. They can explain why they think this. It fits together with things that they believe about the world on other grounds. They form a narrative that seems to all fit together very well, and it's very, very hard to disprove. But most of us don't think that that's enough to make it true. So that's our problem, really, the problem that we face when we're trying to construct a philosophy of truth. On the one hand, we want to respect the idea of correspondence with reality, the idea that truth is about reality, that there is something objective here. On the other hand, if we go down that road, we do face this problem that we can never really grasp truth. So it's tempting to define truth in terms of something inside us, a relationship between our beliefs of coherence. But that then makes truth perhaps too easy. It doesn't quite get the objective element that we need. So that's the challenge. How do we define truth in a way which makes it graspable but still objective?